Yeah, what we really wanted to do was, and this was a great idea, and this is not mine, it was Patty's, that we have to look at how do we provide enough support for these single mothers when they're going through this program. And so back to your point about, do these single moms envision themselves in technology careers? Do they envision that they're good enough and that they're smart enough and that they can do it? And that is where the beauty of the mentors came in. And we have mentors from the technology industry. Some are executives, C-level. Some are managers at all different levels. We had a very strict process and an application process for who we selected to be a mentor. Because one, it's not just what they know, it's also how empathetic are they? Are they able to really communicate through love and through acceptance, how to mentor and help and coach these wonderful women to be successful? And so we got it down to the top 20 that were the mentors, and they worked with the single mothers every single day, or whenever the single moms needed it. Some scheduled reoccurring meetings. Some of the single moms said, nope, I can meet with you once a month. But the goal was to help them realize that they can do it. At the very beginning of this program, the single mothers, of course, once they got accepted and their anxiousness, they were just so excited, then they started kind of having a little bit of self-doubt. They started wondering, can I really do this? And that is where the mentors came into play, to actually say, you can do it. I'm here. You have an army of people at WIT. You have an army of all of our partners behind you to help you to be successful. And the key was helping these mothers to realize we truly meant it. We are truly here to help you. And when they started having faith and they started having the trust, is when they took advantage of every opportunity that was available to them. So they took advantage of the mentors, of the program partners that provided them support, WIT and our community. But also we provided like a 12-week online coaching program where they were taught how to communicate, how to feel empowered, how to get self-doubt out of your mind and know you can do it. Just get it out and just dig in and you can do it.
Did you anticipate that ahead of time, or did you just encounter that along the way, that self-doubt kind of
stuff? We knew for a fact, because that is the whole thing that we see behind women in technology as a whole, is women in general, I'm not saying all women, but women in general have self-doubt. We have insecurities and we feel that we're not worthy, we're not good enough unless we're 100% perfect at everything we do. So if we cannot execute 100%, we don't do it because we want to be perfect. And that is something that we see in women every single hour of every single day. And we knew it'd be even greater with our single mothers.
And I think the thing that there's some of the mentors had been single mothers, right? So it was that whole, let us relate, because for even men and women who are single parents, raising children is difficult, even when you have the means to pay for things. We had to lift them up. I mean, the other thing too is we were part of the interview process to select the 20. I was part of it and got to meet these incredible women. And at the beginning of that process, so many of them were kind of beaten down. I mean, some had confidence, but they were just, you could tell by the way their body language. Seeing those 19 women strut across that stage to receive that accreditation from Emory on graduation, they were like different people. Their confidence level and their ability to go forward had just changed such. And during the course of all of this, several of the single mothers had gone through some very difficult times. I mean, there were different things that were going on in their lives. And, you know, we're not social workers. We can't get caught into that. But it truly showed they had to deal with things we don't deal with. And so we wanted to give them as much confidence, as much support, as much love, as much encouragement as we can. And I think that that's what, you know, everything Penny built around it really gave that to them. So then when you go to the companies, you know, the companies that we thought would really be great companies for these women to work, it was really telling the story. I mean, to literally get a CIO on the phone, Chief Information Officer on the phone, and tell them about this program and what we did. And the beauty of what happened was they brought their HR departments on the call, because we were disrupting hiring. Because the first time I got the feedback, we'll have them apply online, I started laughing and said, are you kidding me? They don't have a resume. If they were to apply online without you knowing anything about them, We have junior recruiters that literally in most companies, they do word searches and the number of years of experience. So they would have never even made consideration for anything. So it took a lot of time for, conversations and literally conversation after conversation after conversation after conversation. The beauty of it is not one single company that I reached out to said no. And they said, let's see what we can do. And again, it's all about telling the story. You've got to tell the story of these mothers, of why we're doing it, of the need. There's such a need out there, and we've got an answer for some of your need. Not everything, but it's some. And everybody starts out at entry level. And the beauty of security is you can teach all that. You can teach it, and by having the basics of what they learned through Emory, they're going to be able now to go on and really build a career for themselves and never have to worry about working again. Because if they stay with it and continue to learn and grow, they're going to have a great life for them and their children. The thing that was so great about this is that telling the story of underserved and what $50,000 salary could do for them. And that's nothing for these large companies. And oh, by the way, they're also getting sign-on bonuses. These are rounding errors for these companies. So I think the real heroes in this story are these incredible women who have put themselves out there, out of their comfort zone to try to do better. But it's also these companies who are willing to say, yeah, we've got to think differently. We have to think outside the box. We have to be disruptive. And they're willing to do it. Very, very thankful, but it's a lot of hard work, and you just can't assume it's traditional, because nothing about this program is traditional. Nothing about getting them hired is traditional. Nothing about the way we present them is traditional. We provide a profile that is their story with feedback from Emory professors and WIT leadership, and that's what they get.